Shit, what's this podcast called?
Discourse of Human Events.
The discourse is just crazy.
Everything's okay, I'm just trying to act my age. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. I wanna look and feel years younger, baby. I wanna look.
1, 2, 3. Dildos!
You didn't shout it.
Yeah.
I was taking a drink right when you started the countdown, so I had to quickly swallow it and then go to the mic and go, dildos.
Okay.
But I said it right to the mic, so it's going to look like a shout into the recording. It's going to look like a good dildo.
Mm-hmm.
The spike of the audio will look like a dildo. It'll literally be an outline of a dildo.
That would actually be pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit.
I actually just want to spend like the next 20 minutes just trying to modulate my voice in such a way that it does that. Like, see if I can do that.
I don't know how you modulate an art, because it's always spiky.
No, it's really hard.
You think? You mean you can't just automatically control your voice to make shapes?
Nope. I want it to be like Gandalf blowing the boat out of smoke. It's like I want to.
All right, now make a swan.
And like make. Yeah, exactly.
Make a dog now.
No problem.
Now make a dog walking, but animate it slowly. So as it goes by the screen when it's playing, it looks like a dog walking.
That probably only takes a couple hours of practice at most.
That's it. That's all it takes.
So what do we got today? Do we have a topic?
Do you guys think video game is art?
It is art.
I think it's a multiple
I don't.
facets of art.
No, it depends.
Here's my reasoning why I don't think it's art.
Okay.
Because to me, of course, all of this is fucking opinion, but to me, art subverts function. So by that same logic, pornography isn't art. It has a very clear function. Video games also have a clear function to me. To entertain, to be beaten. Now, pieces of video games can be art. You can have a really good story.
It's a collection of
You
art.
can have a good story.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You know what I mean? You can have good camera movement, but none of that is the video game. That's like different elements pulled from a different medium into the video game.
Wouldn't that also mean that movies aren't art? Because they're meant to entertain, too.
Not
It
necessarily.
depends on the movie. Not all movies are meant to entertain.
Right.
But not all. I don't
make
think
you
all
think.
video games are meant to necessarily entertain.
Well, then they're dog shit. Like,
Yeah. Would you play a video game where it's like
there are video games
Oscar-worthy?
that exist that try to prove that, like, try to have a message or something, and it is fucking horrendous. It barely qualifies.
But that
as a
just
video
doesn't that
game.
also just mean it's never been done?
No.
well?
But there are that have messages plus gameplay tacked on.
Right, tacked on.
So I think it can be art, but it's not the game itself that's art.
Right. So
Like the gameplay isn't art.
So at what point? That's what I mean. At what point is it still the game being the art, or just the story from the game being the art? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think the story
That's my
can be
argument.
art.
Of course, art is also just
Well, it depends on exactly your definition of art.
right. It'll change from anyone, person to person.
Like, if it's just aesthetic appeal and like creating things in an interesting way that makes you like enjoy it,
Visually pleasing.
yeah,
Sure.
No.
like you would say the people that develop it are artists. It takes a lot of creativity to come up with what they come up
Oh,
with.
sure.
Like the gameplay takes a lot of art rather than science sometimes.
I'm not discrediting
but-
any of that.
I wouldn't say it's high art. Like, I wouldn't hang this in a museum and you go and think it over.
Well, how are you going to hang it in a museum anyways? You're going to hang the CD up?
I'm just saying, if you think of art as just a creative endeavor. In that sense, it's artistic.
Oh, sure.
I disagree
But if
entirely
you think
on
of it
this
as
whole
having
subject.
some sort of...
I'm just saying,
Okay.
it's going to boil down to what is art to you.
Oh, yeah, I disagree entirely with this whole subject. Just because
What do you think the
if
answer
a video
is?
game is a collection of art, it is therefore itself a piece of art.
Sure.
Say what?
It said if a video game is a collection of art, it is therefore a piece of art.
Yeah, but you could say, like, parts of it are not art.
Like what?
There might be the Van Gogh painting, like, one of them might be art, right? But the border around it, the frame isn't art.
Yeah, but
Or,
that still
you
means
know,
the painting
the canvas
is art.
itself isn't art. But there are parts of it. That's a part of the painting, right?
So,
Like, the paint itself isn't
Right.
art.
But
It's
that's the
way that you
opposite
put
of
it
what I'm
together.
saying.
No, no,
Video
no.
games are pieces of art
no.
all mixed together.
No. What he's saying is that you take the physical painting of the Mona Lisa or whatever.
I understand that,
The
yeah.
paint itself isn't the other thing. The act of putting it on the canvas is what makes it art.
Yes.
So you're saying the act of just taking other mediums and putting it into a video game is art? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, why not? Because you have to put those all together to make a good game.
Sure. I mean,
If they're not put together right, you're going to have a shitty game.
I think what is art is in the person's eye who appreciates it. Then that's art to
well, I
that
mean,
person.
yeah. I mean, like I said, it all boils
Oh,
down
no.
to what is art to you. Anyone's going to.
I always hate that subjective thing, though.
I think
it's like
creating
I can
a
take
good
a
game
shit and be
is
like,
art
beautiful,
in general.
beautiful. That's artistic to me.
Well,
And I was like,
some
well,
people
if you
that's-
think it's artistic, it's art.
Right.
No, I mean, just like if it's artistic to one person, doesn't necessarily mean it's artistic to all.
But so here's a question.
What you see in a museum is majority of people consider as artistic.
Yeah.
That's why I say museum.
So is that, you think, the only thing that differentiates high art and like low art? Like,
Yeah, the popularity level.
that's it. Well, no, because most like things that are considered high art in a museum aren't as popular as, say, the summer blockbuster.
Right.
It's considered by the people who has the most weight.
It's not considered by the most people as high art. It's considered... Like,
So,
By
a
the most
blockbuster
educated.
isn't considered high art to people. They just like it.
It's popular.
Yeah.
No,
there's
but
popular
there's
doesn't
specific
dictate high
people
art.
that
A lot of
use
people say
art.
some
something
people
higher.
might
They
think
have
it
a
is
way to tell if your art values more or not, right? The art dealership. Those people buy
You
paintings.
think it's all about money?
Well, there's
Well, that would
Well,
still
then-
be
there's
popular.
a way to
Yeah, but Star Wars is fucking killing it.
Yeah.
It's an IP.
Well, let me ask you this, Zach and Nick and everyone: is a toilet
I'm everyone.
art?
Chloe. Her name's Chloe.
Well, there could be more people at your house. I don't know.
We don't know what's going on over there.
Is a toilet art?
You know, a urinal actually was art.
To some
An art
degree, the
piece.
design of a toilet is art.
So yeah, back in like the 70s, where there was Dadaism, where it was turning art on
Yeah,
its
yeah.
head, you know. But I'm just saying, is
The-
a toilet art?
Somebody who makes a living designing toilets with good function.
So is
that
engineering
some
an art, or is that a trade skill?
There's-
Is he making the most efficient use of ceramic to induce plumbing, or is he
Well,
making an
the-
artistic flourish?
There's people who does industrial design in, for example, toilet, right? And
Yeah.
their whole job is to make this piece of toilet look so modern, so attractive that you saw it and so like, I want that
Yeah,
goddamn
I-
toilet in my
I
bathroom.
think there's a
Yeah.
legitimacy to that art, yes.
I think you have to divide the word art into two things. Creative endeavor. The toilet, yes, creating a toilet is a creative endeavor. You actually have to think of different ways to do it to come up with a good design. And then there's like imparting a message or making a statement or saying something, making a person that views it think about something.
And like I said,
That I don't think a toilet really does.
like I said at the beginning, subverting function. Full circle.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Subverting function. So a toilet you can't actually use is art.
Yeah, I would agree.
No function.
Because they're making a statement. There was a whole. Hold on. There was a whole.
I want a toilet that pees on you. That's art.
I've seen a whole spread. Some woman made an art gallery, a collection of useless mechanical objects. Like it was a fork, where the fork head was connected to the handle by a chain link.
Oh yeah, I saw those.
You know what I mean? So that is art. It's a
But yeah,
useless
that's
fork,
art.
You know what I mean?
But
Is the fork itself art?
But you could also argue that anything that's art does have a function of creating some kind of reaction. Your reaction does, oh, that's neat. That has a function, doesn't it?
Well, okay. What happened?
About here, Nick kicked over his mic and stopped audio, so we had to resume later.
Keep him busy, Bo.
Okay.
Juggle.
Juggle.
Tell
us a joke.
Man.
Tell us a joke in Chinese.
Tell us a Chinese joke, but translate it to English.
Yeah.
Then it stops being funny.
No, it'd be hilarious.
It would be funny in the fact that it wouldn't make sense.
Teach us some Chinese curse words.
I have to think hard in it.
What's a Chinese curse word?
Chunima.
What was that? Chima?
Chunima.
Chima?
She's calling us a tree.
What are we saying?
Basically, it's a very polite way to talk about the address to the other person's mother.
What, like calling your mother a whore?
Something like that.
Chima?
How would you say like cunt in Chinese?
Yaozi?
He's teaching them.
Yowza!
Yowza, baby.
It's actually, I have to think about the context, to
Okay.
do a proper
So,
translation.
a cunty woman, like a real bitch.
Well, what are we learning here?
A crude word for a vagina.
Yeah, or a crude word for a vagina. But that could be pussy, too.
Yeah.
We're talking cunt.
Cunt.
English language is pretty rich over here on that category.
It's pretty
Do you think English has more words for calling a woman like a bad thing? Like a cunt, bitch, whore, slut, skank? We got a lot.
You guys have
floozy.
like separate words.
Floozy. What is it?
A hussy?
The 30s?
Hussy?
A hoe?
So you guys have different
thought.
words for calling the same
hag?
thing, right?
Yeah.
I
I think there's different levels of hatred for each word.
Oh, there's connotation, sure.
Yeah.
So we have different way of describing things. So the highest level for, saying the cuss words is without people hearing the cuss words, but they totally get it, maybe like 10 seconds later. And feel
Wait,
really
have you started
exhausted.
recording again?
Yeah, we are.
We have to have something to sync this audio back up.
1, 2, 3, dildos!
Dildos! Okay. Damn, that's
Wait,
quick.
let's do cunt on 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, cunt!
Dildos.
Ah, cunt!
I said dildos.
Chima?
Chima?
You had to tell me what that is. I missed it.
Oh, man.
Nah, let's go on.
All those years to learn one curse word.
What do you know?
What is language good for?
Yeah.
No, I did learn
curse words?
so. So is fuck, right?
So.
Stop!
How do you say fuck?
Stop picking my beanbag, man.
How do you say fuck?
Cao.
So.
So.
Because if you go in and say, I want Sal's chicken, you might have just said, I want fuck chicken.
I want some fucking chicken.
Oh, really? So is real close.
Yeah, it's pretty close to that.
Like you can think about spelling as T-S-A-O.
Yeah.
So.
Depends on how you
Sal.
enunciate it. But
Is
you
it
might have
Sal
just
or
said, I want
Sir?
fuck chicken.
So,
Well,
think it
the thing
turns out I want
is, if
some
you don't
fucking chicken.
pronounce it like the correct one, it just sounds really weird. Like you're talking about something else, and people just look at you like, what?
you just suck at speaking. So anyways, back to our art discussion.
Yeah, what were we talking about art? I missed whatever you had been saying.
Oh, so I was saying if you claim that your art has no function, it's going to have the function of triggering a reaction to you of, wow, that's neat, it's this, like a fork, without the function of being able to be a fork.
But it's not just that. It's more like the message of what it's saying.
So, yeah,
Which
if
is the
it's
function.
just something without
To
a
deliver
function,
a message is a function.
Then most-
You can't hear this, but I'm rolling my eyes.
I was just going to say, if it's just the definition of art is just it subverts function, as in it has no function. Most homeless people are art, right?
Hey. Hang them up in the gallery.
Sometimes I'm art, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'm pretty arty right now.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's just that it doesn't have a function. That its main function is some sort of statement or
pleasing people.
Yeah, not of a accomplishing some sort of thing like
I think
utility.
those are all terrible definitions. It's too specific.
Yeah,
Excuse
Like
me.
so many pieces of art have a function, but are also art.
yeah.
But I mean, like a stained glass window is art, but it also has a function. It's a window.
Not really. It's a pretty shitty window.
Yeah, exactly. If you just wanted
It's
a window,
subverting the
you wouldn't
function of
make
being
a
a window,
stained
isn't it,
glass.
motherfucker? Yeah, it's subverting
But
that function pretty well.
It's also there to deliver the message of God and be,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
But the point is, if you just wanted a window that just let light in, you would not make it stained glass with a bunch of any image. It would just be a fucking window.
I mean, the
True.
perfect example would be like the architecture, right? There's
Yeah.
plenty of architecture has very specific use.
There we go. That's a better.
Yeah. So I would say, just going to windows, there is a certain, like, you could calculate exactly the amount of light let in, the amount of heat that it lets leak out, and you can, like, optimize these numbers, right?
Yeah.
That part is not art. It's when you say, I want to not optimize these for the purpose of some other reason. That's where it becomes artistic.
Subverts the function.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's not true. But what about there's different styles of windows, not necessarily for their function, but because they
No,
look
there
good.
are objective reasons that you want a window to let in light,
Yeah.
right?
There are also objective reasons to use. I want a circle window because I think it looks cooler.
No, that's a little more
subjectively
artistic.
your opinion.
Yeah.
There's literally no
Everything in art is subjective, though. That's
No
what,
shit!
That's what we're
trying to
talking
say.
about. That's what I'm saying. He's saying there's objective reasons to use a circle over square, and sometimes it's not. There's reason is, I just want a circle window. 'cause it
No,
looks
he
cool.
was saying there's an objective reason to have a proper amount of. You could, like he said, you can calculate the perfect quote unquote amount of light you could let into a room. Whether or not you make that a fucking triangle or a star or whatever, that's where the subjective part comes in, of what you think looks cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're subverting the function of the window, letting in the optimal amount of light. You are taking away the optimicity of it for your artistic flourish of, I want a circle instead, or a star, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
That's my point.
Well, then every window would be, because I doubt every single window is ever optimized for.
Well, of course not. But they're not. You don't have
No.
these
You need
sliding
to-
doors
you need
for
to look
artistic
at the
flourish.
Soviet
You have them because they're
buildings.
cheap
Their
and because they're
windows
cost
are
efficient.
all-
Yes, that's
Yeah.
why those are there.
Yeah.
So it's just one example of the functionality of the window. If you take a look at the Soviet building, like all
Yeah, that's just not art. That's purely utilitarian.
utilitarian.
Yeah.
That's a
What
spec.
about a logo? It serves a function, but it's also artwork. It serves a function for you to be able to recognize that logo and that brand at all times, but also is a piece of art.
Eh.
Yeah.
How's that not a piece of art?
No. I'm not
Look at, like,
disagreeing
for
with
instance, the Monster logo is a piece of art. It
I don't know what the
represents a
Monster
beast
logo is.
having three.
Sure.
Oh, Monster Drink.
But so
It's
I
very
would not
recognizable
say
and it
that's
has a
good art
function.
though. Like it's not
Why? It's
something
not.
I'd be like, oh, I like that decision.
like-
It's
I look at art. I look at logos and think that all the time.
The
Like,
utility
wow, that's a
of
good
the
logo.
Is
That's 'cause
for
you're a
people's
simple-minded
ability to
peon.
recognize.
Capitalist consumer.
yes,
Because I
people
enjoy
raise their
logos.
voice at you.
So the utilitarian value for a logo is for people to recognize and remember them. In which either artistic or non-artistic, very distasteful logo can reach the same value, right?
Yeah, according
Yeah.
to
If
your
it's- that's
definition,
not bad.
a piece of artwork would be making a real shitty logo and being like, "That's our logo," because now it's art. Because it subverts the function of being.
But so
recognizable.
again, I
so
think
me pooping on a wall would be art.
no, I think
and
again
saying
you're
that's my
confusing
logo.
other definition of art as a creative endeavor, in the sense that it's a creative endeavor to come up with that logo.
Logo is a creative endeavor.
Yes, it's absolutely art in the sense of a creative endeavor. Is it a creative endeavor in the sense that it subverts the function? I don't think so. I think the function is they are almost certainly trying to optimize for recognizability.
Sometimes.
That's what they
Some people make shitty logos. And
Well, then they just fail.
artistic.
So it's like if you're an engineer designs a Windows and he's a fucking moron, it's not art because he couldn't let in the optimal amount of light. He's just an idiot.
Yeah.
I think if you put a bunch of black paint on the window, it looks really good.
Yeah, just
It worked
because you
real well.
subvert the function doesn't mean it's art either.
I wanted to do a piece of artwork that's an entire house subverting all function. Like, all the doors don't really open right. All the windows are in fucked up places.
You know what I would say?
Flush and actually just stay there.
Oh. In some sense, I think, like, have you been to the architecture building in Ohio State, in OSU?
Yeah.
No,
I have.
I'm not.
I think they try to do that art, and it somewhat subverts function, and it pisses me off.
Oh, it's horrible. I
hate it. Yeah.
Oh,
It was like, this isn't right. Like, I wanted a sink, not this thing.
Yeah, it's so bad. There's like stairs going to nowhere and shit. You're like, oh god, where am I?
I love that.
Exactly.
You're like in a fucking
Awesome.
MC Escher painting. You're
Why
like,
do you
what
guys
is happening?
hate that building?
Because it's just defies logic.
What's wrong with
Yeah.
Like, I have certain assumptions about a building, about, like, where you turn or that stairs lead to something.
So you give your
You know?
definition, and then you're giving an example of a piece of art that you hate.
Well, yeah, you can
Because
hate
of
art.
that. Yeah, I
You
know.
don't
I'm,
like it.
I get it. I just think it's funny that
If you-
they're doing
like,
exactly
you
the
get
definition,
into
right?
it,
But
you
fuck
would
them.
recognize it,
Yeah.
right?
You get used to it?
Yeah.
Why do you have to impose on me that I need to get used to your convention?
If
Yeah.
you always stick to one convention, all the building will look exactly
You
the
goddamn
same.
conformist.
No. Somewhat, but I get, like, you can defy it a little bit, but it has to have a reason for defying it. You
Yeah.
don't defy it just to defy it. Like, you don't start marking hot on the faucet as blue and cold on the faucet as red, because fuck your conventions.
Argument for the utilitarian and defy the functionality, right?
Yeah, it comes back to, like...
That is the
So,
art.
it is
No,
a poor
it
execution.
comes
I
back
get
to,
that.
like, you're just a bad engineer. There's a difference between being artistic and being bad at your job.
Yeah,
I feel like
being
the
a fuckwit.
architects there were just bad.
So, like, a cool artistic endeavor, instead of being like the hot is cold, just to fuck with you, basically.
Yeah.
It'd be like, maybe you have a giant fucking thing that you have to, like, literally wrap your arms around to turn on the water or something. So it's still functional.
It goes back to that.
But it's neat.
Remember the exhibit that Harry brought up, which
Mm-hmm.
is the useless items. That is a piece of art, right?
Okay.
Like the fork is purposefully bent in a way that it cannot be used.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it speaks to utility.
You know,
Terror.
and that, in my opinion, that in most modern art is crap because it's
Yeah.
just trying to be like, I'll just fuck
Modern
things
art.
up just to defy convention, not because they have any
God.
purpose or any message or any aesthetic reason for being. It's just we've run out of ideas, so we're just trying to defy convention.
I had a hot glue gun and I'm going to use it.
Exactly.
There modern art I hate
I thought
so
you
much.
somewhat agree with me because you don't like modern art either.
I hate modern art. Here's like 4 squares, different colors.
Yeah.
Got 'em, different.
I'm the next Warhol.
That's why my initial opinion is art is only to some people. That's art. And for the
Subjective.
people who appreciate it, for like the one straight line in the Chicago Institute of Art, like why is that in exhibit over there, right? That's the full room. It's horizontal line and vertical lines and different colors of lines. What room is that?
I don't know.
So there,
Picasso
little
was a
bit
famous
background
artist.
is
He
that there
fucking
is one room
splooged on the
in
canvas. And
in the
Or Jackson
Chicago
Pollock,
Institute
not
of
Pollock.
Art
Pollock here.
Mhm.
I hate
that,
Pollock.
that's different paintings actually are horizontal lines or vertical lines, or the combo are different color.
Okay, and what does that say to you?
Well, nothing, right?
Okay.
I really appreciate that, but
So it
clearly-
subverted the function, but to no use.
How did Alec become so famous? He's like, I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm just going to drip it on this here canvas.
Well, it was for the times. Like, every time an artistic movement happens, it's because it's just defying convention.
Yeah.
Like, 9 times out of 10, it's just what's happening.
But I'm shocked that actually, even defying convention, still people weren't like, so you took your paint and you just dripped it on the canvas. Genius!
Here's a
Before
question.
camera was
Oh,
invented,
go on.
like the painting used to be a functionality where you want someone's portrait to keep someone's portrait in the house for your descendant to look at.
Yeah.
Right?
It had a
That has a
function
function.
before. But
yeah.
somewhat
Not every
it
painting
was
is
artistic as well. Like, you can...
It was kind of like the
they definitely
logo.
painted, like,
It had to be good.
religious
Artistic.
scenes and lots of other things that there's no real function other than it looks good and it's supposed to inspire you.
I'm going to dip my dick in paint
Yeah.
and slap it on the canvas because why not?
That was going to be my
guarantee you
question.
it's been
If you
done.
guys wanted to just to defy convention, to make a new modern art, do you have any great ideas?
I like teabagging the canvas. It's good stuff.
Teabagging the canvas?
But like he said, it's probably been done actually.
So, okay, all right, here's an example. I was in an art class in OC Mansfield, and we had a gallery that we were putting on. And my piece of work that I did, I printed out the biggest piece of paper possible. I don't know if you were there or not.
Yeah, I remember you showing me.
I
This.
printed out the biggest piece of paper possible. It was like 5 foot by
It was
like
huge.
8 foot,
Yeah.
giant piece of paper. In the middle of this piece of paper, right in the smack of the middle of it, I put as small text as possible, waste not, in the middle of it. And I hung that up in the gallery. And that was my, I got an A on it. I got
It's
100%
pretty good.
on it. Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
good though.
As a creative endeavor, that's very artistic. I like it. We came up with something. And you know what? It has a message too. It's there's
Yeah.
some irony in there that's really funny.
Yeah, with a very little effort, you actually made some piece of art.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Now what you need to do is take that to a higher scale.
Yeah.
Same concept, but bigger sheet.
My idea.
I think
Okay,
you
my
should
original
build an
idea.
entire building, maybe an entire city that is completely empty and devoid of everything. Just the words "waste not."
Waste not, just
neon
hidden.
sign.
My original idea was to have the giant piece of paper black to waste a ton of ink.
Oh, that's even better.
Then I felt bad
That
for
would
the
be good.
teacher
I like
because
that.
I'm like, okay, this art department doesn't have a bunch of money in the first place. Maybe I shouldn't do this. I really like this teacher. Maybe I shouldn't do this. So I went with a white piece of paper.
You should have just got a. That actually, now we're getting into the effort territory.
Yeah, either
So I was
way,
thinking, like, get all the markers you can and color it in.
either way, I wasted a giant piece of paper.
There's something about it being all white, though, with the black text. That's
or
good.
did I waste it because it was a piece of art?
You should have sold it, man.
Should have.
That's at least $6,000 just for the size of the canvas.
Actually, I do think a lot of the modern art is rich people trying to do money laundering.
I think that's true.
Yeah. So actually, what you're saying, if we wanted to create a big subverting function, I think creating an entire city that doesn't function would be a very
Like
good
roads
piece of
that lead to
I
nothing.
mean, we just go buy Detroit for a couple $100. There you go.
Yeah, Detroit is not really a city. It's actually a piece of art.
Yeah.
It is the depiction of society when
When
it has failed.
Yeah, when it has failed everything.
And here
And it
is
may be the most beautiful, thoughtful piece of art, but I'm still not fucking going to Detroit.
Oh, yeah. Like that.
I think it's actually a low form of art. They didn't quite get it right. They could have done better. Like Chicago, for instance. There's the murders there, but it's also still a high-functioning piece of art.
But then that has a function.
Yeah. Detroit's just useless. So what would your idea for a good subverting function be?
Subverting function. Like I said, I think a toilet that pees on you is a pretty good idea.
I like that.
A restaurant with no food.
Yeah, there we go. That's a good one.
You go in and they try to order food from you.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
I
trying to
think
get
they
you
give
to
you an
deliver.
enema. They're trying to get it out.
They try to give you an enema. So actually, places that give enemas, if they label themselves as restaurants, would be high art.
But the idea is they bring you like a menu and you choose which pill or whatever, like the method, and the toilet that you'll be going in.
And the toilet will pee on you when you go.
Yeah. The toilet that pees on you.
What kind of funhouse circus are we creating?
And it'll be in a city that doesn't have any other function other than these restaurants.
I got it. Here's my high art. I'm going to create a humanoid being that grabs people by the pussy, but is so outrageous he becomes president.
Wait a minute.
Oh, that's art.
He's going to be so ridiculous. You'd think this man could never be president.
Oh my god, yes. The 2016
Wouldn't
president.
it be hilarious when he steps down, like it was all just an act, this was a performance piece?
He bows.
It's Daniel Day-Lewis.
That would be
Insane.
hilarious. I'm actually Daniel Day-Lewis. That would be impressive.
It would be. I wouldn't be
I
mad.
mean, it's hard to top what he's done already, but that would top it.
Yeah.
You think,
how much weight that he put it on and how much makeup he has to put on every day.
You know, it might actually be Gary Oldman this entire time.
Oh shit,
Dude.
you're right.
He played the shit out
can
of
never
it.
He
tell.
really does. You
Yeah,
think
right.
10 years from now we'll have a Trump movie about his presidency
Oh,
and the crazy
absolutely.
shit that happened?
I mean, there's already a Bush movie.
Yeah, fucking, what's
Is
his
there?
face?
Yeah, Oliver
Who's
Stone.
that? Yeah, Oliver Stone.
W.
Was
Who
it
the
like
fuck
a
was that
negative
fat
Bush
dude?
movie then, I assume?
Fahrenheit 9/11.
Much
Oh,
more.
Fahrenheit
Michael Moore.
9/11,
Oh,
yeah,
he's
that
fucking
was
jizzing
also-
in his jeans right
There's
now.
several movies apparently.
Yeah, but he's going to make a documentary. I'm talking like a
Oh, yeah, Oliver Stone will be all over that shit.
like a dramatized version
Oh,
of
Have you
Trump.
seen JFK? Give me a break.
Somebody's going to make it. That's true.
Back into the world.
Hey, did you see there's a school shooting?
Oh yeah, I saw.
My prediction
this wasn't
was-
going to stay in very long.
My prediction was 2 weeks, but that was like I think 5 weeks ago, so I was a little off.
What are you talking about? There was a school shooting just like a couple of days ago.
No, but about 5 weeks ago, I predicted that there would be one within 2 weeks,
Okay, gotcha.
so I was a little off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
You
think
should send that kid a message and tell him to speed up.
Damn, Chloe going for the fucking gut.
Tree, ma?
That was fucking dark. So about them rifles, was it an AR-15? I didn't even look.
I you know what? I have just become so numb to this. I didn't even read the story. I saw
It's true.
Texas,
We haven't even-
10 dead, and then that's it. That's all I know.
I think I overheard on the news channel. Actually, you opened up. It was some shotgun and pistol.
Oh, was it?
How about
Yeah.
how about we skip over it since
We always do these. Let's just.
since first we always do them,
I'm
and at
numb
this
to
point,
it. Our viewers are now numb to it.
Alright, who would win in a fight? Bruce Lee or Muhammad Ali?
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad.
Yeah, I think Muhammad Ali.
I don't know enough about Bruce Lee's actual
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
fight.
Like,
I mean,
I've
I
read
think
this
he
on
would
the
look
internet.
cooler, Bruce Lee.
Right, so if it was like a karate contest with points, Bruce Lee. But if you're talking about a fight, Muhammad Ali's gonna
I
fucking
think it'll
murder.
be Miley Cyrus with a shotgun.
With shotgun?
Because Bruce Lee weighed like, what, $130?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also a big size difference.
Muhammad Ali was like
Difference
250. Yeah.
That kind of size difference matters a lot in a fight. Bruce Lee gonna get fucked up. You're gonna clinch him and just take him out.
Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali?
I don't watch
I don't know
boxing
enough
enough
about
to really.
boxing.
Yeah, I would guess Mike Tyson.
Both in their
because he's
prime?
fucking, like,
Yeah, both in
big,
their prime. So-
and, like,
I would just assume Mike Tyson because of
Yeah.
knockout power.
Yeah. Well, so anytime I read about these comparison shit, like who's better, Michael Jordan or LeBron James? you have to consider that the sports are so drastically different in those times. It's like not even fair.
And that's also why I say Mike Tyson, because he was a later.
Yeah, exactly. I always assume the later because usually it's competitive and the competition is increasing over time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And science has evolved sports immensely. Training regiments, we fucking breed these people, and they're like super soldiers by the time they're in their NBA prime.
I got one for you. Who would win in a fight, a gorilla or orangutan? A gorilla might be stronger, but the orangutan's smarter. And orangutans are the only other animal that actually do like conspiracies for murder. Like they'll gang together to murder somebody in their.
So if it's individual, one-on-one, gorilla. If it's like group-based, orangutan.
But why one-on-one do you think the gorilla will win? You don't think the...
As in they're just fighting man-to-man, mano-a-mano. Gorilla's stronger, they're going to rip their fucking head off. But if it's like dynamic, like if it's like 10 orangutans versus 10 gorillas, I think the orangutans will figure out, we'll just gang up 10 to 1, 10 to 1, 10 to 1, and knock them out.
And the girls won't be able to figure this out?
Yeah, like, I'm just saying it'll be a dynamic like that. Like, a lot of intelligence is about coordination.
Yeah. Being able to coordinate 10 people to attack one person.
It's basic StarCraft. I mean,
it's true. It's true. I get it. That's actually one of the things I read about orangutans, too, is humans aren't the only animals that actually do war. Orangutans also do war with tribes.
You know what? I say we declare war on orangutans then.
Fuck those
I think we already won that war, dude.
Yeah, we got them by the balls.
We kind of... every now and then they win a battle against one of us, but... we kind of won that a while ago.
A few millennia ago. Really.
Yeah. It's been a sec. I mean, we can go back to war if we really want to just straight up annihilate them.
Do you think a war is inevitable? There's another question.
Yes.
Amongst humans, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think the way we evolved, yes, it becomes inevitable.
I think the way our social structure has evolved, yeah.
So you think that, like, not just minor war, though. Do you think there's, like, another great war in the making?
Like a World War III?
I think so.
I do not.
Really? You think we've advanced so much that we won't?
No. I think it's more profitable to have perpetual tiny wars than it is to have one great big war.
But does it matter if you're a country not able to participate in that?
Huh?
So let's say you're
Papua New Guinea.
Russia and you're not actually, I don't know, maybe not Russia because it is a big player, but like France. So maybe they're not big enough to profit off of it like Russia, China, and U.S. are. So they go to war with a smaller country.
Why would they go to war? That's what I'm saying.
So, I mean, like, I understand
what do countries go to war for?
To propagate our economy.
World War I was because somebody got assassinated. Like
that's a trigger point. That's not really...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
War these days is to propagate our economy.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the only reason, though? Just profit?
I think it's at least 90% of it.
It's always...
But you don't believe in anything like a Malthusian limit where...
what?
So do you know who Malthus is? Or have you heard the word Malthusian limit?
No.
Malthus? The angel of death?
No, Malthusian.
No.
So he's the guy, I think, several hundred years ago, that figured out in the ecology, you take any population, like rabbits or whatever, and then...
Overpopulate?
Yeah, like, eventually they'll breed enough that the environment won't support that much.
Yeah.
And the population is going to fall below, right? And then it'll never get back to where it was. And like the Malthusian limit, like for humans, like at some point, the world only has enough resources for, let's say, 8 billion people. Well, we got to sort out, once we start to get to 9 billion, what 1 billion has to go. And that's what war is.
Yeah, okay.
But I think that just really fucks over small countries. I think we've already won those wars.
You're talking about population control, right? Population control these days may happen.
Listen here, Thanos.
Hitler.
I haven't watched the Avengers, and nor will I, so I don't get the reference.
Not sure about the reference either. So, the population control may not come in the form of war, right? So they just give you very unhealthy diet, and they give
That's
you
true.
drugs. And
There are other
people
ways to
just
kill
going
people.
To die.
But I do think, in some sense, most wars are, in some sense, at the root cause,
It's resources.
resources. Like, you... And in that sense, it's not really profit. Or really, in a sense, profit is about the allocation of resources, really, too.
Right.
That's
Right?
true, yeah.
So, I think
That's
you just...
true.
If you ask why do they want profit? If you keep following that train of whys,
Yeah, that's
it comes
resources.
back to...
We-
There's not only so many resources to
Money.
go around for people.
We don't have big wars these days because there's other ways to take resources.
Mm.
I mean, globalization, you just move the factory to other country, and then that's how you get the resources and
Yeah.
pocket the difference.
So it's intense.
I still think a war is going to happen. Just I don't know if it's going to happen on the scale of World War One or two. I don't know if that can happen again because I think we fight so hard for it to not happen.
We need a World War III so we can have more Call of Duty games.
Well, that's not true. What if we have like a power? We do have a political power, right? Like, so the three powers right now are Russia, China, and America, right?
Yeah.
So what if we have one that actually does start to militarize, like Germany did in World War II or something, where they just start getting a really good military, and they're like, well, I kind of want to start conquering people. Like, they start to just take over countries.
No.
Or is
I
it
don't know.
at the point where, like, what if Russia's like, okay, I'm behind you on that?
But I think that we have evolved socially to realize that money is the real power, not bullets.
Yeah,
But
I was about
bullets
to
lead
say,
to money.
We are so deep in China's pocket, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. You know what
I don't
Well,
think
China it doesn't matter.
we're ever going to get to like World War II again. I think most wars, like Harry was saying, we've evolved past like we're going to go and shoot each other until we figure out the winner. We have nuclear weapons, and I think everything's more like how did we really subdue China or Britain subdue them back before, like in the 1800s? It's like they supplied them with a bunch of opium and took all their resources that way through drugs.
Yeah.
So it's not exactly war in the sense that we go out and shoot them, but you got all of their resources in another way.
Yeah, it's some Sun Tzu shit.
Yeah,
There's
it's
something
like just
about-
give them a bunch of drugs and take all their money for the drugs, like drug the population. Like that's war.
Yeah.
They won. Okay.
And kind of that's kind of why I'm sad there might not be World War III, because I think almost some of those is worse in some ways.
You no more Call of Duties.
Now here's the question:
There'll be no
Are
more Call of Duties. They run
video
out.
games war?
Huh?
So like drugs, like you
Yeah.
sell drugs. The population now no longer is useful. They're just
Yeah.
lazy, killing themselves.
That's
not
why I say
accomplishing-
those are almost
fulfilling
worse
their
than
lives.
war.
Video games, are they war on, like very addictive ones? Are they war on like the lower classes or?
No,
like,
they're
just people?
artwork.
There are
I know, but
no.
are you fulfilling your life if you're like
Oh,
sitting
sure.
there playing video games all
There
day?
are very nefarious video games that are basically scratch-off lottery ticket levels
I know.
of nefarious. So yes, there are some.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
And-
Especially the ones that are just like spend all your money on this game.
Yeah, and the
it's a
people
worthless
that like
game.
produce these video games, the executives,
Mm-hmm.
they're getting a lot of money for this, right? And what do the people that play these video games get? Just a little distraction?
No, that's called like a release of your dopamine in your head.
Yeah,
Kinda like drugs.
exactly like drugs.
Yeah, kind of like drugs.
In
That's
some sense, I think
It's
not just
bad
video
idea.
games like Facebook,
Yeah.
like all these things are in some sense
Yeah.
war on other humans by the people that are profiting on them.
It's
Oh,
a
absolutely.
great
I like
idea
that. I never
for-
thought of it that way, but
for
I like
people
it.
to releasing the violent video games and all that, so that if those people who didn't actually play video games, they might go on the street and kill other people. You know?
Yeah,
That's
it's
a-
not
that's a good
outright
outlet.
war, but it's also. So if it were blatant war, like they're shooting you with bullets, you
Yeah.
realize it's war and you fight back.
Yeah.
But if it's like, also it serves a function, also I have fun, also, then it's a good war because you don't even know you're losing.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
that Facebook game everyone got addicted to? That
Farmville.
like Bejeweled?
Farmville?
Not Farmville.
Farmville
Well, that's
is
one of
huge.
them, but
Mafia War.
Bejeweled or Jewel.
What?
It's a jewel game. Like you match up jewels or
I
something.
don't know this one.
Candy Crush.
Candy Crush. I was thinking jewels.
Chloe was addicted. She's losing the war.
Oh,
She
no.
lost.
You white flag.
She lost
that bitch.
part of it.
You're like, you're done.
You're a casualty. You're a casualty.
Another statistic.
I don't know. I've lost the war against Magic.
Yeah, dude. That's,
love Magic,
I've
though. It's so
completely stopped playing any CCG or anything when I realized how much of my money is flowing to me to even get close to winning. Like, it's like I'm the real loser here.
So,
Yeah.
who's the
They're coming out with
loser?
one where you don't have to spend money though.
Well, people always talking about the video games, right? And like it's so evil. What about masturbation?
But isn't it
They're
kind
so
of
evil
backfiring?
too, right?
I love
One is
masturbation.
a little war.
Isn't it kind of backfiring though a little bit? Because there are video games that are getting to the point where so many people play them. Now streams of video games actually make money, and people make money by playing games.
Rarely. 1 in a billion. It's just like the same idea that, like, lottery winners, there are some,
Yeah.
but
That's
you're
a good
probably a loser.
But that's how it is right now. What if that increases? Like, what if we have more and more being good at a video game becomes...
You mean like as if it were football or any of the sports? How many actual football
football
players make money, and how many are just losers that like think they're gonna make it big in the big leagues but never
You got
did?
a good point.
And
Good
they completely wasted their life thinking they were gonna make it.
Good point.
Yeah. Esports is very infantile compared to the real boys right now.
Yeah. That's actually a good point. Well, we all lost the war.
Let's get back on
I'm
that.
Nick,
drinking
what's
loser.
the war you lost?
Us drinking like right now. I'm drinking my 3rd glass of bourbon, I think.
That's what I'm saying. So that's the war you lost, was alcohol.
Yeah, that's where I'm.
Chloe lost the Candy Crush.
Also, food altogether. I mean,
I-
I'm way too fat.
Yeah, same here.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
the thing is, that's human nature, right?
I know.
You lost to your human nature. So really,
We're all casualties in this one.
Yeah, and I think the
Unless-
executives in
if you
Kentucky
think-
making my bourbon are profiting.
well, that's just part of human. If you
want
think
some
that you can overcome any walls, then you're not human. You're a stone.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah,
have
yeah.
any needs.
Exactly.
right?
Well,
So
like if you could
just
be
trying to
completely
justify my
impervious to
overeating.
losing this, like you would have to be, I don't know, just impervious to being happy.
Jesus.
Because they do make you happy taking this little loss.
Oh yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to be the most unhappy motherfucker possible.
You know what? I think, what's that guy? An American Psycho, Christian Bale.
Oh yeah.
That dude's a winner.
Actually,
he did not watch movies. He would never play a video game.
No.
All he wants is money.
He's a
Huey
loser.
Lewis. He just wants to listen to Huey Lewis and murder people.
Yeah. Exactly.
there's actually an example of a guy that might
that's
be
power.
more...
I think money is in some sense a proxy to power. I don't think that's losing. That's resources. He gains resources. And he loses nothing in terms of enjoyment
Then
or
he
any
is
other...
in perfectly sane mental state.
He lost a good friend in Paul.
There you go.
So there's a guy that was on Joe Rogan podcast that talked about happiness and what it really is. And part of his thing is he thinks human suffering breeds happiness. So like without suffering you wouldn't ever be happy. And a lot of what he did to like lose weight and stop being addicted to things was suffer. Like he started taking like cold showers. He purposely started running like 100-mile marathons and stuff to just like slowly do things that literally almost destroyed his body
I think
and
that's-
then
and
he
suffer.
got the Stockholm syndrome.
Kind of.
He loved
But
himself.
no, I think they're, again, just like you split art into 2 different things, you can split happiness in 2 different things. One sense of happiness is like the absence of pain. Like, I'm not, cold, I'm not
The apathy.
hot.
Almost
Yeah.
content.
Yeah, that's
And
content.
that-
I don't think that's happiness necessarily.
Yeah, but some
Well,
people
no.
conflate it with happiness. And then
Stop
the other
fucking
is
shitting
like
your
sense
pants,
of
you piece of
fulfillment.
shit.
Like I've made something great. I've started a family. I've completed some achievement that makes me
Yeah.
feel good about my life.
Uh-huh.
And the fact that a lot of times we target the first one, which is relievement of pain, means we don't exactly fulfill the second one. A lot of times that's, because we're targeting the first one so much, we don't complete as much of the second one as possible. Like,
yeah, I get you.
Yeah, like if you're trying to create something great, but
why
instead
being
you watch
productive is so hard.
Netflix for like 20 hours, and there's nothing, like no pain. It's just pure enjoyment. Then you don't actually have to sit there and struggle and try to create because it's a struggle.
And it's harder these days to get past the struggle because you're on so many war fronts. You got to fight Facebook. You got to fight Instagram. You got to fight ads. You got to fight YouTube. Exactly. You got to fight Netflix. You got to fight Hulu. We're fighting on too many fronts.
Exactly.
It's Germany all over again.
I just give
So many of these new things are just, it's more the first happiness that they're targeting.
It's true.
It's so hard to make your achievement in life, like, companies can't do that very well.
I go to work.
Well, then, that takes real work. I mean,
I go home, jerk off, play video games.
So you're losing to porn, video games.
Would you call it losing?
You call it losing. I call it Friday.
What's the difference?
5 p.m. I finally figured out how to uninstall Facebook from my phone. I didn't think I could do it because it was like a factory inclusion. But I have noticed happier without checking Facebook.
That's what they say. Everyone's happier when they get rid of Facebook, but it's so
I
hard
check
to
it like 2 or 3 times a week now, as opposed to like 10 times a day.
Like, it doesn't bother me that I check Facebook all the time.
It does.
Why does it bother people? I don't get it.
It bothers me because it becomes like I'll literally open up my phone, click Facebook, and be like, I literally just looked at this 2 minutes ago. Like,
well,
why am I opening?
You?
Because it's taking away from my mind. No. Like, it takes up thought.
What
it takes
do you do
up
instead of?
No, but part of it is envy.
Productive, doing stuff.
Like people only
it's also like
stuff.
Yeah, seeing other people like, how many likes did I get, or did they? What is everybody else up to? Oh, they're doing things more fun than me. It does take away from your brain. That's what social media is.
Huh.
It's literally like everybody posts like either they're doing really like sad shit, like why does my life suck, or they're posting like the best of their life stuff. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I feel like sometimes I look at Facebook because I'm scouting
Doesn't
for
bother
drama.
me.
My life is so boring.
It's drama. It is a lot of drama these days anymore.
I need to bring a popcorn. It's like, what's
going
on?
Bring the popcorn.
You know what? So many people, like, so I practically never go on Facebook, but Chloe shows me stuff.
Yeah.
And so many people, like, I will talk to normally and, like, have perfect amount of respect for, just, just normal. Like, normal relationship with. But then they post shit on Facebook and I'm like, what? Like, you're such a drama whore.
Yes.
Like, why are you posting this weird shit? You're not that when I talk to you in person.
Oh, yeah, and I'm against the people who's fishing for drama and don't really have drama. Like, just waste my time and popcorn.
But that's the thing, like, the social media brings that out of people.
Yeah, it brings out the worst of people. I think that's absolutely right.
Honestly,
and I don't want to see the absolutely worst in the people that I know.
Yeah. If I didn't have reasons to be on Facebook, like I run a gaming group now on Facebook, and my Jiu-Jitsu Academy has events that are posted on Facebook, I don't think I would use it anymore.
You should be antisocial like me. I don't need Facebook.
But I also post a podcast on Facebook, too, and that's like how I get down.
You don't need Facebook to drink bourbon alone at your house, Nick.
Yeah, exactly.
You do. You don't need that. But you've always been not as social as me too. So like I understand when you never joined social media, it wasn't a surprise to me.
That's true.
But there are like friends I have that somehow always avoided the social media bug. Where I'm like, but you're a really social person. It's weird you never got in. Like,
see, that's surprising to me. Like really social people also not on it.
Also, some of them might be people who do drugs or drug dealing, and so that might have been a reason they avoided
social world is something you put on Facebook.
Well, that's their like fishing out for clients, man.
It's not just that I'm antisocial. It's also that.
Yeah, you are.
Well, I am. I'll give you that. But I just don't. I never even come close to getting the same sense of connection.
Yeah. No,
in the
definitely
sense,
not.
like, you post something and you type something to a person versus, like, in person. Even talking on the phone. Like, I would much rather in person be talking to you than on the phone.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's just not the same.
The podcast right now, it's always better when we're in person doing it, right?
Yeah, it's
always better.
Yeah, exactly. And so I feel like if I waste my time on the not in person stuff like Facebook,
Yeah.
it's at the expense of things I could be doing in person.
That's true. I think some of the best and most fun I've had on Facebook is when we've had pun offs and just like had a big thread of just puns.
Oh shit, now you're making me think I should get on Facebook because I like puns.
Yeah, there was just random times it's happened where it was just like a huge thread of puns.
It was me, Nick, and Josh had a Jean-Claude Van Damme pun war.
Those are fun. It's like, shit, like, I've gone so deep in my actual knowledge of Jean-Claude Van Damme moves I have to bring up IMDb now to come up with puns. Those are fun, but it's kind of like Reddit. Like, I love Reddit, but sometimes it does waste more time than it should. I've
cut back on Reddit too. I've tried, and I think I'm starting.
Well, I think just Reddit these days doesn't really have a.
Yeah, Reddit's not as good as it used to
so
be.
So much worse.
It's just like certain subreddits you follow.
Yeah.
I can't even do r/all anymore. It's all a bunch of bullshit in r/all.
Yeah, I agree.
So strange. And YouTube's gotten shit too. Am I the only one that says that?
Yes, it has.
We're getting old and cynical.
Dude, you know what happened?
I'm trying to figure out if it's
videos.
me or if it's the internet, but something's changing.
Low column A, low column B.
Dude, I got addicted to road rage videos on YouTube for the past week. I don't know why.
Road rage videos?
Yeah,
Okay.
road rage videos. Just videos of people road raging. I don't know why. I just got addicted to them. And now my YouTube feed is just filled with road rage videos. I'm like, well, fuck, I fucked up my YouTube history.
That's funny.
But it does seem like kind of shit now. I think the problem is it was like a lot of rogue people doing their own thing, and it's now becoming a more corporate entity to where it's like, now people are being official YouTube Red
once
show.
you start earning money doing something, it all goes downhill.
I still like H3H3. They still put out funny videos.
Oh, have you gotten addicted to Lindy Page yet?
I have watched a lot of his videos. Yeah, he's good.
Isn't he funny?
Yeah, he's good. I really like primitive technology too. That's
yeah.
That's like ASMR to me. Oh my god.
ASMR? What's that?
Like when you listen.
Ass ramming.
Yeah. It's like meditation in the form of audio. Think of it that way. Like it's soothing.
Okay, just soothing.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Like shit you can just leave on in the background.
Absolutely.
You're right. That's definitely it.
Okay, if you started a YouTube show, like you knew you'd make money off of it, as long as it was good, what YouTube show would you create that you think people would actually watch and enjoy? And it would last the test of time, so you can't just do a fucking meme.
A prank channel.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you can't just do a prank channel that's going to, basically make money for, 3 months and go away.
The toilet pees on you?
How cool is that?
You know what? In some sense, my answer was actually going to be that. Because I think what
a high art channel?
What?
High art channel?
No. I was going to say actually what we're doing here. I think just a conversation about just kind of dumb shit.
A stream of consciousness.
Yeah, exactly. Just I think we've talked about some interesting
Speaking of
stuff
which, we
sometimes.
actually need to start doing Twitch streams and YouTube streams for every podcast.
I think that would actually be interesting. I don't know. I think it's more interesting than some of the random shit I watch on YouTube.
That's true. That's actually very true.
Our discussion of art was more interesting than a lot of the crap I watched today.
You'll never guess what he does next. Who?
Oh god, I fucking hate those titles.
Watch where this toilet pees on Nick.
Oh no! You know what? I for just a brief time, I don't know why, but I started watching some YouTube videos which was like, I think a hot knife cuts through things.
Oh, I love random shit.
You've seen it. I know. But it's just
the
something that lasted like maybe 2 days where I'm like, okay, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
That was actually a YouTube fad, though. Like, other channels started doing that.
Yeah.
There's a dude who makes knives out of shit, and I mean like anything. He took pasta, dried out a bunch of pasta, and molded it into a knife that would cut tomatoes and shit. He did it. He has like 100 videos of just random knives he made. It's ridiculous.
That's an awesome kind of YouTube channel.
Yeah,
though.
he made a knife out of aluminum foil. Like he just took a ball of aluminum foil and
That's
anviled
great.
it down into a knife.
Shit, now I gotta watch this because I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I gotta
watch
Google
it.
make-
That's pretty awesome.
Highly recommended.
I'm gonna search make knife out of random shit.
We need to do the dildo version of that.
Or that motherfucker with the hydraulic press that just presses
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. He just takes stuff and like, I'm just going to use this hydraulic press to make a YouTube channel I crush things. Yeah, you're right. There are a lot of channels that are just random shit like that. So what's a random shit channel, though? I get that what we're doing now would be a channel we actually need to do.
You want a random shit channel?
Yeah, what's something you could do? Yeah, gimmick. Something that you could actually...
Okay.
You got a hook.
Well, you can't do it because it's not safe for work, but you could do like things shoved up my butt or...
You could do like the Jackass series.
Yeah. That is practically things shoved up my butt. There were a few scenes, like they put a little toy car up their butt.
That's funny. Our group poop text just had a joke about that. We're talking about.
I just wanted to be known I'm not a part of this.
Cody said.
Nor will I ever.
Cody said something about we should go check our anuses just to see what they're shaped like, and somebody said. It was probably Cody again said we should put things up our butt and go to the doctor. And I said, oh, we should probably play like Guess What's in My Butt too. Like we all shove something up our butt and see if the doctor or we can guess what we shoved up their butt. Basically the YouTube channel.
We've come full circle.
Yeah.
From talking about philosophical things like what is art to what is the shape of my butthole.
We've subverted the function of
That's
this
not
We
podcast.
subverted the function of this podcast.
If porn
Wait, what's the
teaches you
function of this
anything, there is a
podcast?
wide diversity of buttholes. Yeah.
That's the
And
right.
every other anatomy.
It has priorities.
See, that's where we got everybody.
And you want to know. And you know what? Most people probably do not know where their butthole fits in that diversity. Because
That's
you don't
true.
look at your own butthole.
Or what fits in the butthole.
But what if
Yeah.
we start being prejudiced about people's butthole shapes?
Well, it'd be
Get out
hard
of
to do
here,
because you
Oval.
mostly don't see other people's buttholes.
Get out of here! We'll have to have a national registry.
This is Puckerfish.
Oh God! I think we got a title for this podcast.
Puckerfish butthole count.
Get out of here, Puckerfish! God damn! Oh God! So Harry, what will be your YouTube channel? I mean, it's tough to follow shoving things up my asshole. The YouTube channel, which, by the way, there's probably an X-rated YouTube channel for that already. Oh my God, that's great. How come there's not? Is there not like an actual like a prank channel, but like a crank calls, like Crank Anchors type
Absolutely. Are
channel?
you kidding me?
I'm sure you can Google it.
We've
and
been doing
find
that
it.
shit since Jerky Boys.
I'm just saying, I'd never seen a YouTube channel for it, or at least not one famous enough to randomly
It got
show up.
popular.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
your
right.
demographic.
That's actually a good question because, like, Crank Yankers and Jerky Boys did get
Yeah.
popular. Why is there no YouTube equivalent that's popular?
Yeah,
Well,
the
because
YouTube
these
pranks
days
are-
it's all cell phones and shit. Do you answer your cell phone if you don't know the number?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah, but
probably
you call
already do.
businesses.
Yeah, but
I guess that's true. It'd all be focused on businesses and wouldn't be as funny. Yeah, all the YouTube prank channels are like, basically they hire somebody on Craigslist and they do something really fucking stupid. And they don't understand what a prank is. It's usually like they do something really mean.
yeah, it's like This is my social experiment. What's going to happen when I slap these people in the face with my dick? Let's see how they react.
Let's see how they react to it.
Oh, man, they got really mad. I guess 100 out of 100 people get mad when you slap them in the face with your dick.
But it's funny, too, because they'll also be like, when people like want to punch them, they're like, it's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank.
You know, there was an MTV show this one time where they did shit like that.
Punked?
No. Because in the end, you got $100 if you kept your cool.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So many times, I was like, I would rather not have the $100. I'd rather punch the motherfucker that was messing with me.
Yeah.
Like, it's not worth the $100.
Yeah, with Jamie Kennedy.
But I remember seeing that because I thought the same thing. I was like, they only get $100 for that?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem
exactly
worth it. There are a lot of times, too, where people aren't thinking about the $100. They're thinking about, I get to be on TV.
That's true.
Okay.
Which still doesn't balance out for a lot of shit that happens. Do you think, have you watched Impractical Jokers?
I love that show.
No.
You've never watched? Oh, it's so good.
Oh, it's great.
These are people like friends embarrassing themselves, kind of doing like Tom Green style
I think I've
stuff.
seen like one on YouTube where they try to like he joins a table of women he doesn't know and tries to pretend he's
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've seen these.
Because I was wondering if you think you could do a lot of things on that show, because there's a lot of things I'm like, I literally don't know if I could do that.
I could never do these things sober. Now,
There's
drunk on the other hand,
I don't know. There's still some stuff.
I think I could do.
What they do?
Like the one I've seen,
Uh-huh.
which was posted to Reddit or something, was like they challenged this guy to go and join a group of women at a table, and he had to pretend like he knew them, and he had to keep it going like 10 minutes before they said like, "Who the fuck are you? Get away from our table. We don't know you," or something like that. Like something like that. That's the general idea.
Yeah, it wasn't just they challenged one guy. Everybody does the same challenge. And
I think I just saw maybe one guy.
the challenge is like, do they let you stay? If they let you stay, you win the challenge. But everybody does it. That's kind of the premise of the show. And then they do like, I don't know, four challenges like that, and the person who loses the most challenges has to do a punishment. And the punishment is way worse than all the other things they do.
What's the punishment? I haven't seen this shit.
So the punishment, they have like a pact where they like they won't back out. Like these are a group of friends, so their pact is that they will never back out of a punishment because they basically have no show without that. Really.
Okay.
So one of the punishments, one of the worst ones I've seen on the show. This guy goes to a kindergarten class. They're making all these paintings.
You're me now.
And his punishment is he has to walk through these kindergartners with a paintbrush and a red thing of paint and just X out all their paintings.
Okay, but still it's so... In some sense, it's the same thing as what they do, right? It's social shame or social embarrassment.
Yes, it's still the same thing, but not necessarily the...
But the problem is that's what they're used to doing, because that's most of their pranks, too.
But that doesn't matter. You could...
I want them to lose a fucking finger.
There's some of them where it's like the guy's a fear of flight or heights, and they force him to bungee jump stuff like that.
That's
and so it's like there was one where the guy literally like almost backed out of it, but they're like, dude, we have like a pact, and that was the one where he's scared of heights, and they made him jump out of a plane. Yeah, it's made him skydive.
Okay, that I can see. That's there's
punishments
I would
like
be
that.
really hard pressed to do
Some
that.
of them are stupid, but there's some where you're like, that would really fucking suck, especially.
Do they do like Fear Factor shit? Like you got to eat cockroaches now?
Jesus.
I don't know if they did anywhere you had to eat anything.
Not really.
Yeah, they never did eat.
One of them
they
should
don't have
totally
that
be
kind of
gay
stuff.
porn. You're gonna be in a gay porn now.
They don't do like gross stuff.
Yeah, they don't do gross.
I know, and that's the thing. I'm betting since it's television friendly.
Yeah,
it's nothing
TV
too
friendly.
fucking extreme.
No.
Which means it can't be anything like, I really better win this.
There was one that was pretty funny where he's doing his own like sculpture art gallery, and the last sculpture was just an actual black dude with no shirt on. That was his last sculpture. It made no sense. It was just a black dude. A lot of people got up and walked out.
I'm missing the context. What?
No.
So he had to put on a gallery, an art show. He didn't know what his art show was. All the friends picked what his actual art pieces were.
Okay.
So like the first thing was like a creepy thing of like like a sculpture of him in bed jerking off to weird stuff or something. I forget what it was.
Okay.
But the very last quote unquote sculpture was actually a black guy just sitting in a chair with no shirt on. And the punishment part too was he also had to explain the sculpture and why he chose that piece.
Oh, what was the explanation for this?
I don't remember. A lot of people just started getting up and walking out.
I really like black dudes with no shirt on.
Oh, another one that was
That's
really
the explanation.
uncomfortable. These authors came up and did like excerpts from their book, and would like read their poems or whatever. And the guy that was punished had a phone on, and he wasn't allowed to turn it off, and it would ring during they could ring it whenever they wanted, so they would make it ring during the person's reading, and they did it like 10 times. They're like, why is your phone still on? Can't you turn off your phone? He's like, I'm sorry, I don't know how to turn off my phone either. And people would come up and try and help him and stuff, and they were getting so pissed. But I mean, that's still the social shame.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
like,
it's still like you're just kind of.
but I
looking like
think
a
that's one of
fucking
those
moron.
things you think you can get used to. I think you might be able to get better at it, but there's some things that you can't get used to doing something like that.
No, I don't know. I think at some point some people have none.
Yeah,
They can
no,
just
I don't think so.
completely be like, it doesn't matter if they get rejected a million times or get called idiot. They're fine.
I think
That's
their biggest
fine.
issue is each of them have like their own little thing that they just like that is hard for them to do. Like they know what buttons to push at this point.
Do you think any of them is so smart that they come up with a fake one? Like, oh, I'm so scared of heights, guys.
Well, they know each other since high school, so probably not.
Okay. So they
Like,
know
they've
who's
lived with each other.
bullshitting.
Yeah, they know each other too well. I mean, there's some really fucked up stuff they have to do. Like, God, I would have to actually watch it to give good examples. Just watch a couple episodes. This is a great show. It's one of the few shows that I watch where I actually laugh out loud. Even if I'm with myself, I will laugh like an idiot by myself.
That's a mark of a good show.
Yeah, right?
Is Harry still there? Did he disappear?
He went out for a smoke. Chandra has replaced Harry.
Oh, hi Chandra. How are you? How have you been?
Hi, I'm
Yes,
good.
where Harry? Because he hasn't said anything for a while.
What is your opinion on art and shoving things up your butthole?
Wait. Art and shoving things up my...
I'm pretty sure we related
Your
these two
butthole.
somehow. I don't remember.
What shape is your butthole?
Oh, that reminds me of an art showing I actually saw.
Okay.
It was in Columbus. It was when I was in high school, and there was this room of like weird, grotesque art. Ooh, and there is this one sculpture, like a metal sculpture that was.
Butthole?
It looked like a. Shut up! Don't steal my thunder, Zach. It looked like this big brown, like blooming flower, and my friend and I were like, "Oh wow, that looks really cool. What's that?" The title was "Blooming Anus." What? And
I
it was.
actually think it was going to be
You
a
really
butthole.
did tie
It
that
wasn't
shit
connected to
together.
anything. It was just like the outline sculpture of a blooming anus, and that was it. That was all.
That's great.
It was kind of, I guess it was kind of inflamed, come to think of it, because it was like,
Inflamed butthole.
I mean, the shape of it, like, it actually looked kind of like hemorrhoidy.
Like he should go to a doctor type butthole.
Yeah, or maybe like take it easy type butthole for a couple days.
Lay off the butt sex.
Don't take too big of a shit. It's
Eat more fiber, eat more beets. Beets are good for you.
Okay, would you rather have Bernie fiery poops, like you just ate something really spicy, for the rest of your life, or fiery pee for the rest of your life. Like it's gonna burn your dick.
Pee.
Poops.
I'd go butt.
Ooh, we got.
Is that weird? I don't know. I feel
I
like
don't know.
I pee
I don't
more
know.
often than I poop. So then,
Yeah, that's what I was
It's just a
thinking.
number of like how many times do I?
I gotta
feel
pee
this?
so much that's gonna really suck
Yeah.
after a while.
Yeah.
Where a poo, like I can like kind of calm down on my food intake, maybe.
Yeah, and like burning fiery poo just means you have like diarrhea and need to get better, whereas burning fiery
But this
pee
is for the rest of life. You can't change it.
means you have like a urinary tract infection.
No, this is just a
This
spell cast.
isn't
on
a
it.
real diagnosis. This is a hypothetical.
Infection.
I think you're missing the would you rather part of this is just a made up scenario that you
Yeah.
have for the rest of your life.
Well, I feel like the urinary tract infection would hurt more because it's coming out of a. I don't know.
Yeah, what does hurt more? I don't know. I've
I
never
mean,
had
does
a
diarrhea
UTI.
that is kind of hot when it comes out hurt?
Kind of hot? No.
What? No.
But have you ever eaten a ghost pepper and then pooped?
I've eaten a Reaper.
Well,
It
terrible.
sucks. It really sucks.
You sweat. You have to take all your
Yeah, you
clothes
do
off.
sweat. You sweat when you're pooping.
You
You're like,
take all your
oh
clothes
man.
off, you go full naked and you just.
I've been there. I've been there.
That's just one of those things where you dig your own grave and then you lie in it.
I'm not saying I didn't.
Here.
I'm just saying that's the kind of fire poops you'd have to deal with for the rest of your life in this would you rather scenario.
Feel like I mean the fact that you poop less than you pee within a given day is
That's why we went with
Yeah,
the poop
that's why we
option.
went
Yeah.
with poop.
I went with poop right away.
Yeah.
Also, if you
I
take,
went with the poop right away.
right away I went with poop. And also, if you take like muscle relaxants and eat a lot of cheese, you won't even have to poop every day.
Oh, she's got a hack around the poo.
Oh, she's hacking the
Yeah.
system. She's hacking the system. That's fucked up. It's fucked up. You just hacked our would you rather. You're a would you rather hacker. You're one of those would you ratherers. Like, how can I pick this option and then subvert the whole entire negative part of this option?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I do that wrong?
You did. You're a would you rather subverter.
I don't know. Maybe in your would you rather, you should be more specific. You poop at least 3 times a day.
We need to do like a wish spell contract with you for would you rather. States here clearly in the contract you cannot subvert the 1 day poop.
Oh my god. I have watched way too much Judge Judy to not think.
What?
Yeah,
Judge
how does
Judy.
Judge Judy tie into this?
Because contracts and stuff, and people
Oh.
are always like, they owe me money, and she's like, alright, well, let's see what the contract says. It says you're an idiot, and that's Judge Judy.
I want a contract that actually says
The
that.
contract says you poop only 2 times a day, but you pee 7 times. Clearly, the answer here.
Yeah, poop is still sounding better. Fiery poops.
Poops are longer than pees, though. You got to factor that in.
It depends on the poops and the peas.
I suppose so. But
But
still,
generally
it's total
poops are
time,
longer.
though, right? It's total time suffering. So
Are
you
we,
got- you
are
gotta
we doing a
completely
Silicon
calculate
Valley equation for
Yes.
what's better?
that. And the real better is how much time do I spend suffering the burning? And I don't know. Sometimes you got really long poos, and like total over the day is longer.
If you eat the right kind of food, though,
See,
it's
that's
like
where you come back to
a
you can
solid
hack it.
plunk out.
Well,
And
liquid-based diet.
Jesus.
And then you're all good. Then it's definitely the poo. Unless you get the liquidy diarrhea.
How could we change this scenario where you would pick the pee over the poo? But like a realistic.
I guess
You can't control when you'd have to poop. Sometimes it would spur on you in the middle of like a meeting and you'd have to go poop. Like it's kind of the diarrhea problem. Like if you gotta go, you gotta go.
I don't
Or do you
know.
poop your pants?
Yeah, I don't feel like
Yep.
giving that many. Like, if you have a lead time, like 2 minutes before you get to the toilet, and you can make it, I
Yeah.
don't feel like I'm in that many situations where, like, there's no way I can excuse myself. I must be here.
But that's not the problem. You're about to take a fire poop and you got to return. Like, say you're in an important meeting.
You gotta return to the important meeting with a burning asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if you're on public transit and you suddenly have to get to the bathroom within 2 minutes, you're pretty much fucked.
That's a good one. But
Well,
then
the
again,
problem is you took public transit.
yeah, but here in public transit, I don't know these people. I can go in my pants.
Or if you're like on an airplane about to fly out, you have to stay in your seat or they'll yell at you if you try to get up to go to the bathroom.
Oh,
They're like, oh, we're about to take off. We're going to the bathroom because we've been idle for 15 minutes.
Yeah, there's plenty of scenarios where 2-minute lead times.
I'm sorry, stewardess, but there was an option, and I chose the option where occasionally I will have to poo.
Do you think that's ever happened on an airplane where somebody was told like they can't go to the restroom, so they literally just pooped their pants?
Actually,
That's had to have happened.
Right?
they can't actually stop you from going to the restroom, though. Like,
I'm not saying they can't, but somebody might be so fearful of the authority that they would stay in their seat and then poop their pants.
No, what they'll tell you is, I gotta warn you, you shouldn't be up. It's dangerous. But I can't actually stop you from going to the bathroom.
No, I'm saying they can do that, but there's people who, just because somebody has told them not to, and they view that person as an authority figure, they won't try and subvert the authority. This could be like a 16-year-old that has to poop.
Well, I feel like after a while, like, your poop situation would kind of shape your anxiety and what your...
What? I'm getting lost here.
I'm saying there would be some people that would follow the letter of the law, even though it's not a letter of the law. You can
okay, I get what you're saying.
No, I think you would adjust.
Some people, psychologically, when you tell them you can't go to the restroom, you have to stay in your seat, even if they have to poop, they're going to end up pooping their pants.
I'm going to try that at work. I'm going to go to my coworkers and be like, you can't leave to go poop. You've got to sit here right now.
Put on a lab coat. Statistically, that'll work better.
See if they just sit there in their seat and just
put on a lab coat. Just put on a lab coat, man. Be like, we're doing a research study.
If you guys could not go, even if you really, really need to.
Actually, yeah, no, you're right. In high school, too. Like, if a teacher's like, no, you can't use the bathroom. You should have gone earlier. Yeah, well, have you thought of diarrhea? Jeez.
I thinking back to high school, how gangster would it have been if you said you had to use the restroom, a teacher said you can't go, and you just shat your pants?
I'm sure that's like a common thing. Not shitting, but peeing. Right?
Yeah, that's had to happen.
You.
Oh, yeah.
Well, fuck you. And then just stare at them as it just trickles down. It's like, well, now this is happening.
And then throw it at the board.
Then I think it's a power move.
Set it on fire.
It is a power move.
No, it's a power move. The teacher, in response, pees his pants and just stares at the guy.
They're like, oh, I see we have a challenger.
Like, yeah, I can do that too, bitch.
What world do we live in where these things would happen?
It's called the I've been drinking too much world.
That would be a great little scenario, though. Oh my gosh. Okay, if you went back to high school and could do one thing to fuck with the teachers, knowing the things you know now, what would you do?
Knowing the things that I know now, I would totally say on 9/10. I happen to know there's going to be some buildings going down tomorrow.
You're going to get put on a list, bro.
No.
Because that's what I was in high school. So I think I could, turn that into something, that prediction.
If you're going to go that far, you may as well be like, Donald Trump, totally going to be president.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally
Shit like that. You could
mark my words. 2016.
Yeah, the most unpredictable thing I could think of, I would predict.
That's a pretty good one. If in high school you said Donald Trump was going to be president one day, that'd be a pretty damn good one.
Another one would be like, we're finally going to have a black guy as president. It's going to be great.
Look at this
2008, look forward to it.
It's going to have a odd-sounding name, too. Maybe a little Muslim-y.
Yeah.
you crazy? After 9/11? No, that's never gonna happen.
Obama.
Like, I don't know, maybe. Might even have, like, Hussein in there somewhere.
Yeah, he might share a name with a dictator. Why not? Wow, in retrospect, it's so amazing that actually happened.
It is actually pretty out there.
That's pretty incredible, yeah. Have you seen that Patton Oswalt sketch on, like, what he would say to his teenage self?
No.
No.
Oh yeah, he goes over, like, how he would describe the fact that we have a black guy as president whose middle name is literally Hussein. How crazy that is.
It is pretty insane. But also, I think part of the backlash of that was Donald Trump.
I mean, that's how it usually works, though.
Yeah.
Like, usually if you get one extreme.
Yeah. They answer crazy with crazy. That's
true.
Yeah. They answer extreme with the opposite extreme because an extreme represents some sort of ideology.
But that means it just keeps going more extreme and more extreme.
Exactly. The next president
Exactly.
is going to be like Saddam Hussein's corpse.
And Mexican.
Yeah.
Or a communist. We're just gonna have Stalin. Literally Stalin.
Literally, though, what would be, like, so you got Donald Trump, what would be the big, like, backlash turn on that? What's going to be well, fine, you're going to elect Donald Trump, we're going to elect... Like, what would be the holy shit, that's outrageous moment?
Okay, they revive Malcolm X. And then they bring him back.
I meant in the realm of reality.
Oh, in the realm of reality. Now that one's tougher. Cornel West, maybe?
Who the fuck is Cornel West?
He's the only, in real time, he's the African American Studies professor that always shows up.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of any other one that's... he's a professor
Joe Rogan.
that seems like, has authority to run for president. Think of a good university, too.
But, like, Donald Trump wasn't something you'd expect to run for president. It could be anything.
They'd change the policy to let naturalized
there you go. That's a good
and then
one.
John Oliver would be elected.
I don't know. John Oliver is
That'd be pretty
extreme.
opposite.
Yeah,
not
he's not
quite
extreme
opposite, though. I mean, he has the same
more extreme then.
general... Maybe he's definitely to the left.
A leftist reality show, Honey Boo Boo. We're back to Honey Boo Boo.
Oh yeah, that was the last one. I know he predicted Honey Boo Boo's mom would become president. I don't know. I think her politics are probably more along the lines of President Trump, though.
Actually, you're right.
She's actually pro-Trump.
A Kardashian. They're probably more left.
No, it would be Kanye West.
Yeah. No, Kanye West's pro-Trump now. Haven't you heard?
Yeah, Kanye West is pro-Trump. He's all for the Trumps.
Which is not something I saw coming, but alright. Who is, like, the exact opposite of Trump?
He's so weird. I don't
How would we describe the opposite of Trump? So Trump's very self-involved, egotistical, right? So what would be the opposite of that, but famous still?
See, you wouldn't be famous if you were the exact opposite of Trump. That's the problem.
So literally it would just be like Joe down the street.
Yeah, it would be like... I don't know, the kind of guy that, like, donates to charity but never tells anybody about it.
It's like, this dude has donated, like, his entire fortune. He actually is homeless because he's donated all his money.
Yeah. He works at a homeless shelter. He does nothing but charity work all 24/7. And he never, brags about it, ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
That's the guy. It literally is somebody we haven't heard of. That's the point.
Maybe someone like Jared from Silicon Valley. Not that he donates to charity all the time.
Oh yeah.
He's
An innocent guy.
You can have my salary. I'll just.
His name's Donald.
Oh my God! Donald Trump.
I think he's
the opposite Donald.
Donald Trump is at least in some sense very American.
Yeah,
and be the opposite of that, like an Australian Aborigine, like remote tribesman, like African tribesmen, prehistoric era level technology becomes president.
I like it.
Like, doesn't understand the concept of a nation.
They have a few clicks in their name.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of thing. President of the United States.
I like it. I approve. All right. Well, I think that's good enough. We're at our hour and a half mark.
Yeah.
I think it's time we hang it
that
up.
was a good podcast, I think.
Yeah.
It certainly covered a lot of ground.
You did.
Start off very deep.
All right.
Talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
Bye.